What's up, guys? Welcome back to Casually K9. I'm Casey.
And I'm Kate.
And I must say, you were looking fine today.
Oh my gosh,
Your new corduroy hat.
Yes, K9 apparel
I
with
love
my
it.
wet hair underneath it.
I love it.
Thanks. Here's the thing. I know that these are going to be on YouTube, but I feel like most people listen to podcasts, like myself included. I don't watch them on YouTube. So I feel like I kind of should get ready, but then I'm like, I don't want to get ready, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I am going to show up with my eyebrows done, though, every time. You can count on that.
Your eyebrows are just, what was the old saying? They're on fleek or fleek or something like that?
Thank you. That is one of my most frequently asked questions that's not dog related is what do I use on my eyebrows? Like, what do I get done with them?
What do you use?
Literally, I use this like $5 product from NYX, NYX.
I thought you got them like threaded or something like that or worked on.
No, I mean, I'll get them
the wrong term?
what they're called like an eyebrow shaping, but I don't go very frequently because I like to keep them thick. But personally, my products I use at home are just like a eyebrow glue, and I'll like shade them in with a taupe powder just to like fill in any sparse spots. But no, they aren't microbladed or anything like that.
I don't know what any of that stuff is.
Yeah, so
Microbladed, that was the one.
I don't know.
Is threading a thing too?
Yeah, I've gotten them threaded before, but I don't anymore.
You just kind of put like floss over it or something,
yeah,
right?
basically.
And just like rip the hell out of it, or
Rip the hell out of it.
So. Well, I am way less nervous for this one than I was the first one.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for cutting him off because I appreciate you guys more than he does. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard it.
Thank you guys.
I listened to you very well.
No, you don't. And I will give a very good example.
Did you guys hear that sigh that she just did, by the way?
There
was again.
You're holding your mug like a grandpa right now. Like, sorry, grandpas, if I'm offending you currently. But if you are watching on YouTube, he's holding it like, I've got my coffee mug in my hand. Look at me. I'm a dad. BB's dad. Anyways, what I was trying to say is thank you guys so much for your support of our first podcast our episode. Mm-hmm. We were kind of all over the place, but like that's the reality of what this is going to be because that's our brains. We have very different brains, but we also have very similar brains when it comes to having a conversation. We jump topics, and I truly don't feel like I could be with someone that couldn't get on board with me topic jumping.
Yeah, we just talk about everything.
Just
the weirdest stuff too.
Oh, I've got a BB by my feet right now, and she just went. She's mad that she hasn't gone for a walk yet today. Sorry, BB. When we have 6 dogs in the kennel room, you just aren't first priority. In my mind, you are. Don't worry. In my mind, you are my first priority, but we got to get those little legs moving down there.
We got to pay the bills somehow, BB. Someone's got to pay for your food. You need to get a job.
Yeah, since you guys eat raw now almost fully, someone needs to pay for it.
Yep. And
your lemonade stand hasn't made us any money.
Yeah. That was one of our running jokes. If you listen to our last episode, we talked about how we talk for our dogs, more importantly, Birdie. And that was one of our running jokes is she needs to make some money, so she has a lemonade stand.
And she says that she's charging $5 a glass, and that's what I told her.
That'd be the best lemonade ever.
But she asked if Dad would get her a billboard. You guys, this is the type of stuff. It's like we pretended that Birdie asked Casey, like, Dad, can I get an IOU from you to put out a billboard for my lemonade stand? Sometimes I think it's because we live in Wisconsin.
You guys think we're nuts.
I think it's because we live in Wisconsin because in the winter, like, you have to get creative with your thoughts. Otherwise, you could just be like, at least myself, like, I'm sad. So Birdie brings me so much joy, and our fake conversations bring me so much joy. So I'm just going to continue with it.
Yeah, she's so good at going along with it, though. I mean, she'll literally play right into what we're saying.
She'll look at the other person while it's like she's legitimately having a conversation. I'm sticking to it. I believe it. I believe she's a part of this.
And she has this like mug face that she'll do where she'll just like stare at you with like this blank look on her face.
If you know Birdie, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Yep, and nobody can replicate that face but her.
All right, Casey, since you're the host, the main host, and I'm just here as a participant, what topic do you have for me today?
Oh, man,
Jump in. Let's go.
I have so many good topics, but this is one I know that you've mentioned to me is something that comes up in your DMs or people want to talk about.
DMs, slide into my DMs.
Is how to become a dog trainer.
Yes. So I'm actually...
And there's no right or wrong way to do this.
Correct. I'm just going to say my personal experience and my opinions. These are my opinions, first
IMO.
and foremost. IMO, hands-on experience, is number one. So personally, if I were to do this all over again, I would do it pretty much the exact same way that I did. And I would continue to learn, because regardless, we never stop learning. But truly, if I was like, okay, I've got Susie here who wants to be a dog trainer, this is what I would tell Susie is, first off, invest in shadow programs that you know you're going to get hands-on experience at. We offer a 3-day program. There's other trainers that offer 5 days, week-longs. And again, the beautiful thing about it is, like, go to many. Don't just be like, well, I like how this trainer does it, I'm going to go there and that's the only thing that I'm going to learn and I'm going to do it that same exact way. No, like, go to multiple. Make sure that you get a different feel for different approaches, because no matter what, even if you like love what Kate from K9 does, you're not going to do what Kate from K9 does. You're going to do what Susie from Susie's Doghouse does. Okay. Like, regardless, you're going to make it your own. So invest in shadow programs, even if you're like, I'm not a dog trainer yet. Yep, you're not, but you're going to continue not being if you continue to call yourself not a dog trainer.
Yeah, I feel like that's a talk that we have a lot with our shadow students when they're like, well, I'm not a dog trainer yet. It's like, well, I mean, you are.
You get to call yourself what you are.
But I think one of the most important things also that you tell them is take little tidbits from each trainer, each program that you end up going to, shadow program, something like that, and make it your own, blossom into your own self. I mean, that's I think how you did it. I think you were very successful. When you were doing those things more frequently. Yeah.
And I think the other aspect of it is, it's not going to just be that you go and attend a shadow program and now you're training people's dogs. What you're going to have to be ready to do is, like, ask friends, families, coworkers, like, hey, can I work with your dog? And get comfortable being uncomfortable in front of the camera. Set up a tripod, record yourself working on, honestly, the basics. So leash pressure, working on getting dogs to not pull, working on, you know, for me, my focus is very much state of mind. So I don't even care if a trainer can help me teach my dog sit or down. I want to help, you know, the lifestyle type stuff. So focusing on the things that you want to eventually bring owners that are going to pay you for your services, record yourself and watch yourself and get comfortable sharing, even when you feel inadequate, even when you feel like an imposter. Again, I do think it's super crucial. So the dog training industry, like, is different from a standpoint of, there's not like regulations where you have to go on and have tons of different certifications. Truthfully, this is not devaluing any of those things, but like, anyone can go on and take a course and take a test, and then you have something next to your name saying that you're a certified XYZ. As long as you're willing to pay for it, you can pass the test, you can be that certification. So if I were looking for a trainer, and this is what made me and has shaped me to be the trainer I am today, is I shaped myself into a trainer that I would want to hire. So that's what I want you to think about. If right now you don't feel like a dog trainer, become the dog trainer you want for your dog. And that is going to be what really helps take things to the next level. With that being said, so shadow programs is my first and foremost. Record yourself, get your hands on dogs for free to start. And I'm not saying to do it for free forever, because heck no, you have way too much value. But that's what I did. I worked with a lot of friends, family, well, more friends and like coworkers' dogs than anything. And then the other piece is like,
we would have people drop their dogs off. We'd work with them for like
a weekend, because I'd have to go back to my you're
like
talking
an hour,
about that.
2 hours. Sometimes we'd have them for the weekend or whatever, and like just give them back and just get content out of it to just show that we're working on this with dogs. Like,
so people can start to see like, oh, like The thing that's really cool is like Bethany, my friend from Walking Dog Training, and I talk about this in our The Trainer and You seminar, which is another thing that you should do if you're wanting to become a dog trainer.
Oh, yeah.
Is you really need to know more than what the owner knows. And that's not like, again, work with dogs that you feel comfortable with in your skill set. If you're like, hey, I want to jump in right away and work with aggressive cases, like please don't, because A, you're going to get hurt. B, the owner could get hurt if, they're not doing what you're telling them to do properly, all of that kind of stuff. But like a lot of people are looking for help. Can you help me have my dog not pull on leash? And I'm not saying that that's just like a simple, easy thing to do and anyone can do it. No, I truly don't believe just anyone can be a dog trainer. But if you're passionate about it, and even if maybe you aren't a natural, if you're willing to put in the work and really, really let the dogs be your teacher and also take feedback from the people you go and shadow with, you'll do a great job as long as you continuously invest in those things to continue to get better. So again, did you have something you wanted to say?
I was just going to say, I feel like that's where the passion comes in too. Like there were plenty of times where you were discouraged by, something that had happened, whether it was
still
online.
Happens.
Yeah, it still happens from time to time. But like, that's where the passion came into play for you, where you were just like, no, I'm going to do this. Like, this is what I want to do. And it, it led us to so many things in life. It opened up so many doors for us and meeting people. And that's one of my favorite things about us actually doing a shadow program is we get to meet so many people who obviously they're here to learn from you and us and see how we run our business and do things behind the scenes. But they also like are in very different stages. A lot of them are in stages where they're like, we were there. Mm-hmm. Like you were there in their shoes, like contemplating what's my next step. What do I do tomorrow? Do I post this on social media? Do I turn on do I hit record on my camera and film this? Like, what do I do? And I think that like, there's no secret sauce to it. There's nothing like we're not magicians by any means or anything like that. But like, we were just diligent. Like you just did it. You got up every day and you're just like, I'm going to make this work.
Yeah. And I think that when I first went to shadow programs, I remember the feeling of being so excited to just like go on a walk with that trainer and their dogs and like do an outing. And I felt like I'm part of this. Like this community is for me. And that's something I've continued to hold on to is like that feeling. And sometimes I like kind of take it for granted of like, I remember that feeling of taking dogs on outings. And now sometimes it's like, I got to go do this. Like I got to go take dogs on outings and it's like a chore, but I try to remind myself to hold on to that feeling that I had. I actually remember it was when the first time I shadowed Julie and Josh and they were still at their Frederick house. This is Julie's K9 Academy. And when the three of us went for an outing and I remember that feeling like it happened yesterday of just like, this is what I'm going to do. And I was still like,
it just clicked.
It just was it for me. Like I knew it. And so I have to remind myself of that feeling because it was like one of the best feelings I've ever had. And that's where it's like, that's what I encourage people to chase if they want to be a dog trainer. And if like you are trying to just be perfect with everything, you're gonna get in your own freaking way. Like you cannot be perfect with dogs. You can be intentional, you can be strategic, you can be careful, but you cannot be perfect because then we're gonna be expecting the dogs to be perfect. So just make sure that you're holding yourself accountable. Realistic. Yeah. The other piece of it is personal development and business growth investments in yourself. Like that is probably, besides the hands-on and shadowing, that would be the next thing that I would make sure that you focus on, because what's going to happen is you are going to get busy as hell. You are going to be like in one moment thinking no one's going to ever hire me. And then you're gonna be like, holy shit, what am I doing? I have so many people wanting to reach out to me and work with their dog and I'm overwhelmed. I can't do all of the business stuff. How do I do my pricing, social media? And that's where the trainer in you comes in. And I'm not trying to just plug that, but like I truly...
That was what you needed though. Like
yes.
We had to do it by ourselves. Like we managed, like we made it through, but like we learned the hard way on how to manage a business, a small business with just us, not knowing do we have a tax person? Do we have a bookkeeper? How do we invoice people? What do I charge? What is my social media supposed to look like? What, all the things.
And just
that,
having a community of people that you can lean on. And that's what, walking dog training and K9 has created together. So really that is this type of stuff. And I could go on all day about this, but again, just really getting a good idea of like the kind of dogs that you want to work with. Be ready to change course on that. And that's okay. You're not a quitter if you're like, I want to work with human aggression dogs. And then you're like, no, I don't. I think I talked about it. Did I talk about it on the first podcast, how separation anxiety? No, we talked about that at our shadow program we just had. But like, we don't take on separation anxiety cases anymore. And at first I was kind of like, does that mean that I'm not capable? And I'm like, no, that just means I'm listening to what I need to protect my space.
Yeah, you set that boundary.
Yeah. So really thinking about, okay, I'm going to take this step. I'm going to go learn. I'm going to go see what this is all about from multiple perspectives. We had a shadow student who was just here in our last crew that said, I didn't realize everything that went into it. Like, I'm almost kind of not second guessing, but kind of like analyzing, like, is this what I want?
Well, and she was also thinking like, I wouldn't mind working with, potentially aggressive dogs or something like that. And then 2 days later through our shadow program, once we were, getting them working hands-on with all those different dogs that we had, it was like,
in no human aggression cases.
Yes.
Like we don't work with that either. But we do have one in right now who could have been like, she was dropped off on muzzle, could have been like a bite risk and stuff. And we just had to very much, take things slow. And even with the quote unquote easy dog, she's kind of like, wow, I didn't realize how much went into even this. And so that's the thing that can really give you perspective of shadow programs is what you want to do, how you want to do it. Take little bits from each person and don't get into this box of I have to do it this way. I can't change course. Like you can add, change, emphasize at any time. Just do not stop learning and don't think you ever know it all because none of us do.
Or don't get into that box of like, I have to do it just like Kate does it or just like XYZ does it because also like you're not the same person. You're going to do things your own way. We're going to do things our way. And they may vibe in some areas and they may like not vibe in different areas. It has to be what works for you.
Totally.
So anyways, that's such an important one though. And I know that you get that asked a lot.
Yeah. Again, we do have a shadow program. It's 3 days. Casey will put the link to that in our show notes. But for us, just to give you a little bit of like, what is our shadow program? Ours is very much day in the life. So it's not a come and we're going to change exactly how we do our day just to like fit an agenda for a shadow program. It's like, nope, you come to our home because that's where our stuff is. And you are going to see what we do day in and day out. And of course there's a little bit of a shift in how it normally is for us. But ours is very much a hands-on, here's how Kate does it. Here's what Casey does throughout the day. You're in our home. Like it's very personable.
And we are exhausted by the end of them, but
I love how this has become a we.
It's exhaustion in a good way because we give our all in those couple days that we're with, our students who are
our friends.
Yeah, they become friends. I mean, that's just the reality of it. But we give our all, and then we're like, we need to decompress the week after.
Yeah.
And then like, we'll be ready to do it again in the next month.
Yeah, I think the only other thing that I would add for like not even just like becoming a trainer, but like things to really think about is how you want to shape your program. Again, you can change that, but remember if you're going to do board and trains like we do, you're on for, say you do 3-week programs. Some trainers just do all 3 weeks. Like you have that dog for 3 weeks at your home. So take care of yourself.
That's 3 weekends too.
Take care of yourself. Like have I start at this time, I end at this time. And again, I know that there is always exceptions to the rules. If you have a really young puppy, you're going to have to go out there more frequently. Fine. But the more you can prioritize yourself in your program, the longevity of your program and longevity of your business is going to be at the forefront because we've had so many moments, especially when I did this early on by myself, of like complete burnout. And there's still those moments. Like, I'm not going to act like I never have moments of feeling like super overwhelmed. And I think mine comes more from a,
Well,
like,
that'd just be unrealistic to think that we never felt like that ever again.
yeah, I just always want to do more, and I don't know, it's just like my own mental block I have to get out of my way for is like, I know all of the dogs have had so much for the day, but if I feel like one potentially didn't get as much of me, I'm like, I feel like I need to go back down there. That dog needs something extra.
That happened yesterday.
Did it?
I mean, you had such a huge day yesterday. You did 3 outings by yourself. You did 2 of them with 2 dogs that are going home rather soon.
Yeah.
And then you were like,
just said the F word. We can't say the F word. I just really freaking care. Yeah.
Which is great. That's just the way that we do it here. But like, you got back and you're like, I need to go take that dog to do something because I need to. I just feel like I need to. And
I will say
just the way that you are.
And I will say it was a really pretty day. So those days I have more to give. I'm very sensitive to the weather changes, and when it's gloomier, I feel gloomier. And so when it is like a really nice day, and I was also meeting up with a trainer friend of mine, like that it didn't feel like I have to do this. I was like, I have the drive for it right now, so I might as well do it. And so when I have those moments, I take advantage of it. And also on the moments where I'm a little like, I don't have it in me right now, I lean into that as well. I used to try to always push through, and sometimes you have to, like, don't get me wrong, but that's where I try to lean on like Casey more of like, hey, I need to take a break. Like, I need to, and he knows what that means now. And we're usually pretty good about that.
Yeah. Yeah. We've learned to know when somebody else needs a break. Mm-hmm. Somebody needs a mental break. Yeah. But anyways, what else happened this week? What was it? A big week for somebody? Like,
oh, are you like literally trying to allude to yourself? You can just like say it. It was his birthday. Woo. So we got the big 29-year-old in the house. If you guys don't know this, I'm 31. Casey's 29. Robbing the cradle. Yes. Yeah. So tonight, so you're listening to this on a different day, obviously, than what was recorded. But tonight I'm making Casey a homemade Italian dinner. It's not really Italian. Like, it's basically Americanized chicken Alfredo. We call it creamy chicken pasta. I've never made it before. It's my mom's famous recipe, but my mom doesn't write down recipes, which is the problem. She's just such a good natural cook, and I didn't get that from her.
If
Rita,
mom is listening,
Mama Kane, if you're listening to this, we'd have to teach her how to look at podcasts.
Yeah.
She won't know how to find this. Oh. But if you are listening, and anyone that knows Mama Kane out there. Yeah. So I had to call her and be like, Mom, what do I need to get for this? And she's like, just call me when you're making it and I'll take you through step by step. I'm like, okay, I'm holding you to that. It'll be the best part of her day though.
Her cooking's very,
very good. So Casey wants creamy chicken pasta as his birthday dinner. So we're going to do that tonight, and then probably honestly watch some Jersey Shore. I made him
our guilty pleasure.
Yeah. And then I made him a brownie, peanut butter cookie brownie type thing.
Yeah, it's so good. We started eating it last night. Couldn't keep our hands off of it. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be the dessert for tonight.
The pan.
But yeah, well worth eating it though. It was so good. We also did get a nice workout in this morning too, so that kind of feels better going into a heavier meal tonight. Oh,
something cool that we did this week too with our friends that we work out with pretty often. We tried our first ever cold plunge. So I know that's a big, like, it's super trendy.
Is that a trend?
It's a massive trend right now. So I know everyone's probably like, oh, cold tub. But like legitimately.
I hear it all over the place.
Yeah. It wasn't like the coldest that I think we'll get it to. Our buddy got a barrel and they have like a perfect property for it and like an awesome home gym. So he's also the type of person where me and him are very similar in this way, that like easily influenced. And I love that about him. And like, his wife is a little bit more like Casey, where it's like, oh, really? So we always joke about that because we're like, he was influenced again. I love it. And I was totally the one that influenced him. And he did it. And
that was a surprise, right?
What's that?
That was a surprise to her that he got that.
She had no idea. She's just like, what delivered that's 65 pounds in a huge box?
What did he say?
he said, "Oh, it's just a big kettlebell." And she's like, "Yeah, okay."
Gigantic
Yeah.
kettlebell.
She's like, "No, I think all she responded back was false." But yeah, so we did the cold plunge. We all did a minute. And I think the next time I can go a little bit longer. We're going to have it cooler or colder next time. But
yeah, we didn't have any ice in it this time. It was just very cold water.
I don't think it was just the placebo effect. I honestly felt really good after it. And now I want one because I want to do it every day.
I'd be down to get one.
But Casey would be
he'd
be a DIY make it yourself. I have a wrist pain right now, really bad. Sorry. I'm just like
what are we
sitting
gonna
here
do?
rubbing my wrist. I'm like, it hurts. But we have that janky tub in the woods. We just pull that out and just.
Yeah, you think so? Where are we gonna put that? That thing weighs is so
put it
heavy.
under the deck.
On the slanted.
You were gonna make that into something. What were you gonna make that into? Like a hot tub or something, which I don't even know how. Cold tub would be easier. Anyways, check back in a week and maybe we'll have a cold tub set up. Who knows? If you know me.
I would love to have one that cooled itself though, so we didn't have to get ice into it all the time. But I know those are, unless I do like a DIY one, I know they sell like little kits online you can get on Amazon. But then you have to get like a chest freezer that you.
That's what our other friend did.
Yeah, then you create like your ice bath. You got to seal it and everything inside, which isn't that big of a deal. But where would we put? I'm just thinking like if we put it out underneath, on our pergola area, like, oh, here's a chest freezer outside.
Who's gonna judge us? I don't care.
Can we get maybe a black one or something like that?
We can spray paint it. Well, yeah. So check back in if you guys have any ideas on a DIY cold tub that's not a complete eyesore.
Yeah, I just don't want a weird white one out there. You know what I mean? Like that would. I know our neighbors can't see in, but I'd be like, oh yeah, taking a little video of our dogs on our pergola. Don't mind our huge chest freezer outside.
I think people would be like, that's sweet.
I mean, it would be sweet.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe it won't. We were also going to get a sauna, or Casey was going to make a sauna, but we decided to do the pergola instead. But I don't know.
Which was a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good idea. I would love to have a sauna someday. I just think I don't want to. I think the only spot we'd put it would be outside, though. And I love the outdoor ones. I just don't want to have clutter everywhere. Mm-hmm. And, things everywhere outside.
Yeah.
I mean, we do love, since our winters are especially cold, it would be nice to have something to, warm your soul a little bit.
Warm your soul.
You guys hear this?
Oh, man. All right. What else, Casey? What else? You're the host. Come on. What questions you got for me?
You know what?
What?
We talk so much every single day throughout the day.
Should we just stop talking? Let's not talk and let's only catch up on the podcast. Could you imagine?
No, it'd be weird.
Okay, let's talk.
I couldn't walk around the house and just
No, I don't mean that, but we need to if there's something like a funny story, be like, I got to save it for the pod. You know what I mean? Bring some sort of
that way we can just laugh like crazy on here.
Well, what if you're not funny? I won't laugh.
Do you mean, my stories? I am a bad storyteller, though.
Well,
I give it away too early.
No, this. Yeah, you do.
Right? That's right.
That's what she said. He's giving me the face. I give it away too early.
Give what away, Kate?
Yeah, exactly. You tell me.
Katie.
But here's the thing. I don't always think what you think is funny. He'll be sitting on the couch and watching a video and he legitimately LOLs. I don't know that many people that do this. If I watch something, so say I'm scrolling my phone, I see something funny, I'm kind of a little giggle, maybe. But he's sitting on the couch.
Full body laughing.
I'm probably going to blow the speaker. He's sitting here watching a video of a train hitting a car, which is tragic.
No. I don't want people to think that I'm really into tragic.
He's looking up YouTube videos that's
not the case.
Boats hitting bridges.
No, oh my!
Yes, you do. Yes, and then he's like, ah! And I'm like, what is so freaking funny? And he's like, look at this, and he literally shows it to me, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just not laughing at all.
Here, I have a couple feeds on my Instagram with one of my good friends and the other one with my brothers that we just send stupid videos. They aren't our videos. They're just, we're
Clearly.
just sharing them, reposting them to each other. But look at this one.
What do you mean look at it? When my cat got stuck in a cup. Okay, yeah, cat videos are funny. Poor cat. But I can get them.
A cute cat.
Yeah, I can get
Can we
them.
talk about cats? We'll have to say this on another episode.
We are so obsessed with cats. But yeah, cats could be its own full topic.
Like watch this one.
I'm going to need to. Oh my gosh. I can't watch a video. No, see.
Okay, Brandon, we're going to do a quick exercise, okay? Sell me this pen.
You lost to me already at Sell Me This Pen.
Give me that fucking pen, Brandon!
Oh my God. He just pulled a gun on him. Okay. See, that is not funny to me at all, but it's clearly made for someone.
It's so fun. And watch this one.
No more videos. No. Turn that off because no one else can see them. But I'm glad that you know what you like in a video and you find it humorous and
Yeah.
I know what I like.
It brings me
that
a lot
makes
of
the world
joy.
go around.
And she'll just, walk down. Let's say I'm in the kennel room and she walks in. I'll just be like, chilling, taking a little break. We just got back from walks.
Per
or
usual.
whatever. Oh my God. Is this the roast of Casey every single episode?
Every episode? No, this is only the first time I roasted you.
I feel like you roasted me before.
No.
Just maybe in life.
Oh my God. No.
She'll just...
I need a wrist brace.
Whatever. Walk in and I'm sitting on the couch watching a video and I'll just be laughing. She's like, what are you laughing at? And I'm pretty sure you don't even ask anymore. You're just like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make you laugh. So
No, I mean, sometimes it does. It's just we have a different humor when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like you think America's Funniest Home Videos are funny, and I just don't. Like kids falling off of monkey bars. I'm like, no, that brings me back to when I fell off the monkey bars and broke my arm. I do love the video that you sent me of safety testing children's playgrounds. That is so funny. Where the guy has a doll and he's throwing the doll at the slide.
It's buried somewhere.
It's so funny. Oh gosh. Okay. So I can get on board with some of these.
But most of the time we just send each other cat videos.
Yeah. Cat videos.
Not even dog videos, guys. Cat videos.
Yeah. Once in a while a dog one, but most often cats because cats
We're
are just
around dogs all day long. We just need a little break. So we just talk about cats.
But also cats live life
the
way that everyone wants to live life.
They don't give a shit.
They are so in it for them, their prerogative, what they want in every single moment. They are Sour Patch kids from salty to sweet, sweet to salty.
That is such
sour,
a good analogy.
Not salty, but sour, sweet.
Sour than sweet.
Yes. It's I appreciate that. And I totally get it. And I'm like, you know what? I want to be a cat in my next life.
Oh, I would love it.
Yeah.
I mean,
look at
especially if you were
life.
this cat that lives in this house, Ducky.
The cat that lives in this house.
You have a great life.
Honestly, I don't know
life.
that many cats personally that don't live the life.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just look at her we're getting ready to head down and do our work. And she'll just be,
on
taking
her 10th nap.
Yeah, her 8th nap of the day. And it's 8 a.m. And she'll be all cuddled up on the couch, looking really cute. And I'll look at her and I'm like, your life is so hard.
A busy, hard day for her is if we don't let her out on the deck and she's mad about it and cries, but then she sneaks off. So this happened yesterday, sneaks out there and jumps 5 feet off of the deck. And then Casey has to go down there and get her. And
she doesn't run away. She just
she freezes,
wants to be out there. And then she'll realize that this is different from my home environment. And now
I'm scared.
And then she'll meow and she'll run back in the house right after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or she'll try to run out in the garage or something like that. And then all you have to do is kind of make a loud noise. We'll do it by opening the garage door real quick, not to let her out, but to almost scare her into going back inside. And it works every time. But
all right, guys. Well, again, we covered a little bit of updates. Thank you again for your support on our first podcast episode. We appreciate it. We hope that you're enjoying a little bit of, just so you know, at least personally, I come with nothing. I'm showing up to this blindly because I want it to be as natural as possible. Casey will have a little bit of like topics of like questions or stuff that is more of like the aspect of our dog training stuff, but
Yeah.
none of this is really planned. So we hope that we don't totally get too off the rails for you.
Send us your questions. If you do have questions, we'll do some Kate's takes.
Kate's takes.
So I'll have my email in the show notes. Email us some questions.
And we won't say this every time. I know it's so annoying. Like, oh, we're going to put the link in the show notes. But like reality is we will. And that's what we want you guys to send it into that, because then we won't miss it.
Yep,
I don't want to miss it.
And then we'll address that. That'll be kind of the dog portion of an episode maybe. And then we'll
dog business, all that good stuff.
Other things. I can't wait to talk about like the business side of this too. I know we touched on it a little bit today, but that's a super important side that I get to see more. Like you're the wizard when it comes to dog training, and I get to see that every day, and I'm just like, you're so good at it. But like I actually get to interact with our people who do help us on the back end to make sure this thing
I used to do that, so it's not like I didn't have part in that.
I know. I can relate to it I think a little bit more.
Oh, than the actual dog training side.
Yeah.
Because you've never done like a shadow program or something like that.
Well, right. I mean, they come to see you.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is you haven't gone to one.
Oh, yes.
Because like your goal isn't to be, dog trainer extraordinaire.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Anyways, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
Casually K9.
Casually K9.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Nailed it.
Nailed it.